Broadcasting from Manhattan Beach and the World Wide Web, you're listening to CHSR, HealthyLife.net.
As a service to our listeners, this program is for general information and entertainment purposes only. CHSR HealthyLife.net does not recommend, endorse, or object to the views, products, or topics expressed or discussed by show hosts or their guests. We suggest you always consult with your own personal, medical, financial, or legal advisor.
We think pretty is pretty important in all things in beauty. Welcome to RadioAMB, designed for those who want to live a long and vibrant life. I'm Patty Schmucker. I'm a licensed cosmetologist who's been in the beauty industry for over 40 years. RadioAMB stands for American-Made Beauty, and it's where we tell the secrets behind the making of health and beauty products and services. Our program is brought to you today by the Ferrari of foot care, the FootMate system. Podiatrists recommend regular use of FootMate system can help stimulate blood flow to the feet and aid in keeping circulation problems to a minimum. The FootMate system is good for your health as well as your soul. The FootMate system contours bristles, create a stimulating massage and extra cleaning power for your feet, including that often neglected, hard-to-reach area between the toes. Your feet will love it. Go to AmericanMadeBeauty.com to find the FootMate system. You know, I entered beauty school the year of the Dorothy Hamill wedge, the Dorothy Hamill haircut, and it was the inspiration for every new cosmetologist to learn how to do a precision haircut and to be able to have that wedge that when someone turned their head, it was just exact. My guest today is one of those people who really have crafted the art of precision cutting. Martin is a proud Canadian who has traveled the world delighting audiences with a special brand of insightful techniques, creative style, and a sense of humor that all stylists can relate to. Martin developed design techniques for cutting early in his career that allowed hairstylists to produce consistent, suitable haircuts through balance, proportion, and facial shapes of their clients. Martin's systems has helped tens of thousands of stylists achieve their own sense of style and fashion. Long regarded as the master of long hair styling, Martin achieves beautiful styles with a variety of lengths in just minutes. His knotting, folding, lacing techniques revolutionized how hairdressers create hair design for special occasion. Among his many professional accolades include Martin being listed among the elite in Modern Salon's top 75 educators for the past century, as well as one of the 50 most influential hairdressers of all times. He was the recipient of the first Lifetime Achievement Award in the Canadian hairdressing industry and followed that with the NAHA Lifetime Achievement Award for recognition as a leader in advanced education and for his highly entertaining and educational stage presence. Please welcome the always entertaining, the always insightful, and always educational Mr. Martin Parsons. We're delighted to have you with us, Martin.
Oh, thanks so much, and hi to everyone that's listening.
So, Martin, one of the things that people have come to learn about our show is the opportunity to be able to hear the personal stories behind the icons. So tell us a little bit. I understand that you knew pretty early on that you wanted to be a hairdresser.
Yeah. You know, I think so many people in our industry are that way. You know, you style somebody's hair when you're young, or you make a braid or something on someone's head and they make a big fuss, and then you want to do more. So I set the back of my mother's hair with rollers when she was pregnant with my younger brother. And that wasn't so much, but it was the idea of combing it out. Mm-hmm. And I'm sure it didn't look like anything. It was such a big thrill, and I thought, oh, I could do this or that. So it just started that creative process. And, you know, that was the time, too, when I was a young teenager, movie magazines, that's what connected us to glamour and stardom and Vogue magazine and stuff. And so it just developed from there. I was lucky to have loving parents that encouraged me to be whatever it is, just be and try to be your best. And so that really helped me all through high school, doing different people's hair and doing my mom's hair every day. She'd send me to the movies and say, you know what, I want to look like Lana Turner when I come home. So things like that really excited me and thrilled me. And, so much of my life is from my upbringing and from my parents. Just kind, generous, logical, and caring.
Right. And
so I think that helps me with training, doing appearances here and there. It's not so much about me, but it's like, here's an idea, try this out, or this is what I found out. And it's very rewarding. I've had a really wonderful career.
Right. And but that whole message about being kind and caring and supportive has really played, seems like it's really played an instrumental role in not only being sort of the educator heart, and being able to see potential in others.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
And to show them some of the way, just to get them back on track. Being creative sometimes is pretty difficult.
Mm-hmm.
I think, all of us, when we start out, we want to do the latest and the greatest and everything. But, to be really successful, we need clients just like your listeners out there, people that enjoy having their hair done or need a little direction, want somebody to influence them a little bit, and care about them. It's just a great business to be in.
And so, when you began working in the industry, what was it that drove you to make the choice as far as where you went to school?
Oh, because I was from a small town in southeastern Ontario,
mm-hmm.
and so about 12 or 13 years old, I started writing to all the beauty schools that I could find, and was just thrilled to get the stuff. And then I had to make a choice, really, to stay in Canada and take my training in Canada. So I went to London, Ontario.
Okay.
Quite famous school at the time, Bruno's. They were very influential in hairdressing of the late 50s into the 60s. And so that really attracted me. And their concept of being progressive really enthralled me.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a good choice.
And it's interesting, though, that from the very beginning, it was the hairdressing. You mentioned earlier, it was with your mom that you rolled her hair, but it was the combing out that really intrigued you. And with Bruno, it was that they were well known with regards to styling. So was the finishing really what attracted you more than the hair cutting part of it?
I don't know. I just love every phase. So it was styling that I was able to practice for years before I went to beauty school. All through high school, I worked a lot doing hair, and sort of brought myself to sort of a level that I had some confidence with. When I went to beauty school, it was, I had to pay attention. I thought, hey, I'm going to nail this. And it wasn't so easy. But it was a really good choice to go there. And I think that, that anyone who has children or siblings that want to be hairdressers or want to be in the beauty industry, what great opportunities lay there, because there's probably 150 different avenues that you can go into if you're involved in the beauty business around the world. So of all the things to do, once you have your license, once you have your skills, once you have your confidence, nobody's going to take that away from you.
Right.
And your life can just be as full as you want.
Yeah, and absolutely. And I think that's one of the cool things that our audience loves about hearing our stories, is that every single person, the common denominator is some pathway into the beauty industry. But once you are in, there's just so many different directions that you can possibly go. And it's really just about initiative and imagination. And it sounds like you were early on with that with regards to your hair cutting approach. What was it that were the circumstances that set up that you decided that you needed to create a methodology for cutting hair?
You know what? I had an opportunity when I was quite young. I had just bought my salon in school and had an opportunity to train a chain of salons that took in sign-in clients. So you didn't have to wait. It was geared towards the young. So you just sign in and get your hair cut. No bookings or anything like that. It was wildly successful. But I needed to be able to train their new people. And so I had to come up with something that was consistent, that wasn't too complicated, but methodical and something you could build on. And so that's what I set out to do, and studied and practiced and came up with ideas and tried them out, did them again, and again, and until I felt confident to teach. So I went look by look at first, and then developed a really wonderful way to look at the face, a fresh way. Rather than looking at the shape of the face necessarily, we would look at the combination of the shape of the eye, the shape of the nose, the lips, the chin, the cheeks, and the jaw, and put those together to create a formula for what lengths and proportions would look best on that person. So perhaps your listeners are thinking, okay, well, what is that all about?
Yeah.
You know what the thing is? It's from looking, if you went through a magazine and looked only at the eyes and put them into two shapes, either a soft shape or a firm shape, or blended to one or the other, then you can determine whether the top half of the face needs to look softer or firmer, and the bottom part of the face needs to look softer or firmer. And that's strictly by the lengths that you cut, the guide on the top of the head and the guide on the bottom. Very simple, but oh boy, it sure keeps the clients coming back.
Oh, absolutely, and that makes sense. But repeat that again, because I think I want to be able to create a better visual of how you explain that.
Is comb the hair away from the face and take a look at the overall face. Most people want to be drawn to the eyes or, a face that pleases you. Usually as you look at all the features, you end up looking at the eyes. So this balance is like, I'll try to make this quick, but if you have your hair cut on the top, like on the crown of the head, let's say at 5 inches long, and the bottom of your hair is 5 inches long, it accentuates whatever kind of haircut you get from that point. The cutting the guideline on the top and the guideline on the bottom the same length accentuates the face. So if you have just like a great face, it's perfect. But if you have a long face and you cut the top and the bottom the same length, it makes your face look longer.
Okay.
If you have a wide face, you cut the top and the bottom the same length, it looks wider. So, you lengthen the face by cutting an inch or so longer than the top, or you pull your eye up to broaden the face by cutting, let's say, 5 or 4 or 3 or 2 on the bottom. The shorter you go, the higher your eyes lift. So based on that sort of quick synopsis, there's so much to learn about the face, and when you see styles in magazines to look at their makeup textures and their makeup lines and the hair cutting lines, and you teach yourself from that point.
Right.
But I think if I could just mention this, that your listeners out there, when they go to a stylist, it's so important to understand what makes you feel good. You can like a style, any style, and a good stylist is going to be able to adjust the proportions or the length of that style to suit your face. I'm sure you do too in your years of hairdressing too. So many people miss out on it. They want the style, not adjusted. They want to look like their cousin or their best friend, or they don't have quite always that imagination that a hairdresser would have.
Absolutely, and that's such a great point in terms of how do you get the right thing when you go to a hairdresser. It's not just looking at the style, but looking at it in proportion to what's going to accentuate your face.
That's right. That's right. So maybe someone out there that wants to change their hair, but they don't know what to do. It always ends up looking the same. Is to look at how long your hair is on the top, and then at the bottom of your hairline, pull your hand down to be that same length, and look at yourself again, and then try it longer, try it shorter. So you have a perspective of yourself. The hairdresser will provide the right silhouette, a modern shape, a modern silhouette that'll suit you. But idea is to make you feel beautiful,
Mm-hmm.
make you feel, okay, I'm good. I'm not going to be intimidated by my hair. It's well cut. It looks good. I know how to handle it, and I love the salon I go to.
Right, right, and all of those things combined. So, what do you tell a consumer on how to get what they want when they go to see a professional hairdresser?
Well, you know what? I think booking a consultation is an important thing. Don't just book a cut.
Mm-hmm.
You may have to, you may have to pay for some consultations, but shopping around for a hairdresser isn't going to see what they look like,
mm-hmm.
or see what kind of stuff they do, or what the salon looks like. It's more finding, this sounds kind of corny, another aura, that a client can go and sit and feel safe, trusted,
mm-hmm.
that someone's listening to them, and they have a sense of experience and a professional approach. I'm a very mature hairdresser now, so I've been through the gauntlet of dressing up for work, being a little bit more casual for work,
mm-hmm.
And then choosing to dress, to dress as best I can for dealing with the client, because I want them to remember the experience, but I also want them to identify with me. So I'm always telling younger hairdressers is to not worry about having bucket closets full of clothes to wear to work, but to find, even to start your career with 5 outfits that you can interchange,
mm-hmm.
and focus on building with clients, not just trying to impress them with a fad of some kind.
Right.
I hope that comes across clear. Because everybody should be who they want to be. But, if you want to build a clientele for your life and for your needs, you need to stay focused on understanding a client, understanding people in general, and realizing that not everybody's into fashion. Some people get their hair cut straight because they have to. Other people want something that's really stands out to their friends, and other people just want to have the same thing again and again and again and again and again, which is good if you can produce them again and again and again.
Right, right. Yeah, and that leads to being able to have techniques that provides for that consistency in what you're delivering.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
I think that if anyone were to ask me what I thought was the most important thing about being successful in beauty, is to realize that you can influence people with your sense of style, your sense of color, your sense of makeup and hair and beauty in all directions. You're the one that brings that, and what you need to do is understand yourself a little bit more so that you can create an atmosphere when a client comes in that nurtures them to talk to you. Lots of people bring in photographs. I think photographs is not a bad thing. Just to give you an understanding of what's going on. My suggestion to hairdressers would be, if somebody brings you a photograph and you think, okay, well, that's not going to suit them.
Right.
Is to sketch on the photograph a little bit, draw in where the hair could be longer or shorter, and show them how you could adapt the style. A consultation means loyalty, long-term clients. They just want a professional introduction to you, and once they have that and they feel safe with you, they're going to stick with you.
And that's a really important point, is that sense of safety and being able to create an environment where customers are willing to open up and really trust you. Because there's, I don't know any other relationship, including the physician, where the consumer gives so much permission to touch them and to change how they look and feel.
Yeah, it's so true.
Mm-hmm.
A funny thing, there's a lot of, it's like you yourself changing your doctor, one of your listeners changing a doctor. You don't just change your doctor, it's like a whole thing. And so you keep going to that doctor even if you don't care for them lots of times.
Right.
It's the same thing with the hairdresser. I always like to kid around with hairdressers that have been around for a while and say, you got a lot of clients that come to you because they're afraid to go anywhere else. It's not particularly that they love what you're doing. It's just they can't take the pressure.
Right, right.
filling out a new form and talking to a new person. It's funny.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about Martin's career through salon and school and working with manufacturers and developing his organization into pure education. So stay with us. We will be right back.
Over here. Here's a secret for a virus-free computer. ESET. They've been a pioneer in the antivirus industry for over 25 years. 25 years of innovative, top-rated antivirus protection. ESET's award-winning security solutions provide a safe online experience for over 100 million home and business computer owners. They are so affordable, fast, and simple to use. So be gone, you blue screen of death. ESET's on my computer. If it's not on yours, visit HealthyLife.net's advertiser page and click on ESET now.
Here's the thing about beauty. It's pretty. At AmericanMadeBeauty.com, we're all about the pretty, making it easy for you to find what makes your beauty shine. We have essentially everything you need, and AmericanMadeBeauty.com celebrates brands that were created right here in the U.S. of A. Imagine everything you need from the best hair, skin, and nail products to makeup and even the tools, because it's all about pretty at AmericanMadeBeauty.com. We also think you're pretty important, so visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com. Browse, buy, learn. AmericanMadeBeauty.com. We're looking for a few good American beauty manufacturers who want to increase their brand in an exclusive credentialed category. If you're an American company who has conceived, designed, and bottled brands that are all about pretty, then we're pretty sure we're talking about you. And we're pretty sure you should be on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. This beauty website focuses on entrepreneurs and beauty startups as well as established brands. If it's pretty, we want to see it, and we want to sell it on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. To learn how you can be part of AmericanMadeBeauty.com, visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com now.
What does HealthyLife.net and Amazon.com have in common? Well, they're both available on the Internet. They both give great value. But most important, most of our positive program hosts and guests are accomplished authors, and their books are available from, you got it, Amazon.com. Now, it even gets better than that, because when you're listening on air to a HealthyLife.net host or guest, you can go directly to Amazon.com and you can order your book while you're still listening to your favorite HealthyLife.net program. So when you hear an author you like, go to the homepage of HealthyLife.net and click on Amazon.com.
Where positive people and radio unite. HealthyLife.net.
Welcome back. This is Patty Schmucker, and you're listening to RadioAMB on HealthyLife.net. I am here with the co-founder of Intermar Productions under the heading of MartinParsons.com, an educational organization with the iconic hairdresser, Mr. Martin Parsons. Thanks for being with us. And we've been talking a little bit about your background and how you sort of arrived at this point. Tell us today, what is the Martin Parsons organization made up?
Well, we are an educational company now. We travel. We do a lot of major events and hairdressing shows and seminars. I try to visit as many schools over a year period as possible, usually somewhere between 30 and 40 cities a year we go to. We do in-salon classes, we do location classes, one-on-ones, and appear at lots of different events. So, you know, our company is about our attitude, the attitude of the industry, to bolster the attitude of hairdressers and salon owners and people interested in it, and all phases of the beauty industry. We just like to remind people how important they are to the people that they service. And it's a two-way street kind of developing the right kind of clientele is the kind of clientele that you feel you want to have. You don't have to just do everybody, but, you know, you have to work towards that. The most important thing is to get making money first, get yourself established, and I don't want to get sidetracked here, but it's like getting each of your looks into a signature style. For instance, you might remember the first bob you ever cut.
Right.
Well, you might have got lucky and did a good one.
Right.
But then we screw up a few times until we settle into a pattern of cutting. And then, after you've achieved that, then you start doing signature work, adding your own little detail or your own little fringe thing or your own way of styling in it. And it becomes a signature look, which you make money on through your whole career.
Mm-hmm.
And you go on to another look and develop looks. So when you look at someone who's been a hairdresser for, let's say, 40 years or something, they've been through so much of what's going on today, but it's renewed, it's refreshed, it's a modern approach, a little different quirk to make it work. So I think that's part of what makes a great hairdresser, a great colorist, a great makeup artist is practice and developing your work and paying attention to what you're doing so that you can make notes and reproduce that same look or same technique again and again until the client wants to change.
Well, it sounds like there's some consistent, not only is there consistency within your technique, but all your consistency with your messaging as well. You mentioned about your company is about the attitude of the industry. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, I think that, you've been to lots of hairdressing shows yourself and events and things like that, and you look around. When I started in the 70s, really late 60s, when you went to a beauty show, everybody was dressed to show themselves.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't just the artists and the models. It was the people who went to these events that put on their best to show other hairdressers their style,
mm-hmm.
how they look, how they prefer to be looked at as a hairdresser. People are standouts now that do that. You don't see that so much. It's kind of like I want to be incognito.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But you know what inspires hairdressers more than anything are other hairdressers.
Mm-hmm.
And so, we've always encouraged people to, look at attending a show as a special event for you,
mm-hmm.
and that you come prepared, and people take you more seriously. You can get more out of people that you talk to that way too. So that's on the side there.
Right. But this,
I think people are like that, Patty, because they. There's a lot of hairdressers that will say, my clients never want to change. They never want to change. We try to encourage them that if they get a client that wears the same style forever, instead of criticizing them or trying to make suggestions, ask them when they first had their hair done like that, what happened. Something momentous must have happened. Either their husband said, you know what, you look more beautiful than I've ever seen you look. I love your hair like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, when you love somebody, you want that other person to always keep telling you that. So
right.
You maintain the same look because that's your social message to your family. And even at church, you can be recognized by your hairstyle or your color. In smaller towns, it's an identification thing.
Mm-hmm.
They always know Mrs. Smith because her hair has got a ding-dong and a dicky-doo on the side. That type of thing.
Right.
Which I just think is so important because everybody's important. I like to feel that I contribute to this industry, but there's people out there have so many ideas, and I like to tell audiences that when they're watching the show, I'm hoping they're thrilled with maybe what I do, but what I do is not the best. What you see in a magazine is not the best. The most beautiful styles are done by an individual in a salon that never gets recorded,
mm-hmm.
never gets acknowledged. And I think hairdressers tend to, if you have a bad week, you tend to forget your wins.
Mm-hmm.
The things that you did. Oh, my God, when I did her hair for the wedding, it was just blah, blah, blah. They may sound childish to some people, but hairdressers are sensitive, they're kind, but sometimes they forget to research. If someone has trouble building a clientele, I always, when I worked, every client that I got, I would introduce myself and go through the consultation and everything, and then ask them just a few questions, and then, like maybe she's interested in horses or something. I put that on my list. On the weekend, I would research at the library those days, horses, the type of horse she had. Maybe she had Palomino horses. So when the next time I saw her, I've got something to add and show that I'm interested in her, that type of thing. And I think hairdressers that do that are all successful because they're interested in people.
Well, and that's the pieces that genuine curiosity and interest in people. And I know from reading some of your work that you talk about that whole thing of having a sense of pride, of ownership, pride in the industry, and taking that extra step.
Absolutely. You know, the beauty industry, the people's concept of hairdressing and beauty in general has just exploded over the past even 20 years. Particularly social media. And, you know, it used to be if you were a hairdresser, not with everybody, but some people would look at you like, this is not a servant, but, you know, like in servitude.
Right.
Not having the respect that they offer up now. You say to somebody, I'm a hairdresser, they're interested. They go, well, that must be really something. And it's just a different focus. So, you know, I travel so much, and so often people I sit with on a plane or in a lounge will come and say, well, what do you do for a living? And I'm always proud to put a frame around what I do. I say, I work in beauty.
Right.
I'm a hairdresser.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or, I work in beauty. I'm a colorist. Or I work in beauty. I'm an esthetician. Those kind of things to build yourself up. You know, it's more important for the hairdresser themselves to build up their repertoire of things to talk about. What happened? And so I just think it's important that you find out more about yourself and pick a subject that we can learn all about it so that you don't gossip, you inform.
Right. All right, well, we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we'll talk a little bit about some of the tools and techniques that hairdressers are using today and how other ways that hairdressers can connect with their clients. So stay with us. We will be right back.
Here's the thing about beauty. It's pretty. At AmericanMadeBeauty.com, we're all about the pretty, making it easy for you to find what makes your beauty shine. We have essentially everything you need, and AmericanMadeBeauty.com celebrates brands that were created right here in the U.S. of A. Imagine everything you need from the best hair, skin, and nail products to makeup and even the tools, because it's all about pretty at AmericanMadeBeauty.com. We also think you're pretty important, so visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com. Browse, buy, learn. AmericanMadeBeauty.com.
For all your live or pre-recorded webcasting needs, come to earthchannel.com. Get your web-based message out to a select group or the whole world. It's easy. A pioneer in webcasting, earthchannel.com provides the best products and services to big corporations and government users. And now this same technology is available to you. They have the best Earthcast encoders, servers, and products to meet your technical needs. But wait, don't want to mess with technical stress? No problem. They'll do it for you. EarthChannel.com is your answer. You can use webcasting for lots of things like advertising, marketing, customer support, training, and don't forget web radio and TV. In fact, you're listening to a live Earthcast right now. So come to EarthChannel.com. Actualize your audio or video webcasting needs today. You can't beat the friendly service or the price. Call EarthChannel.com at 1-800-849-8978. That's 1-800-849-8978.
We're looking for a few good American beauty manufacturers who want to increase their brand in an exclusive credentialed category. If you're an American company who has conceived, designed, and bottled brands that are all about pretty, then we're pretty sure we're talking about you. And we're pretty sure you should be on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. This beauty website focuses on entrepreneurs and beauty startups as well as established brands. If it's pretty, we want to see it, and we want to sell it on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. To learn how you can be part of AmericanMadeBeauty.com, visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com now.
When you're looking for bedding, department store prices can shock you. Well, be shocked no more. Sell steak cheap, not cheap steak. That's the motto of Anna's Linens. Although they don't sell steak, they do sell the best bedding, bath, and home decor items. They strive to provide their merchandise at extreme value to their customers, and they do it. Great everyday prices on everything and military discounts. Plus, if you visit them online, they have clearance items and internet specials. Visit them online now at HealthyLife.net's advertiser page.
Radio your way. HealthyLife.net.
Hey there, thanks for staying with us. This is Patty Schmucker. You're listening to RadioAMB on HealthyLife.net. I'm here with Martin Parsons, who is one of the co-founders of Intermar Productions under the heading of MartinParsons.com, an educational company that's really been instrumental in leading the industry worldwide for techniques in hairstyling and hair cutting. Martin, tell us a little bit about where is hairstyling going, and are there tools and techniques that hairdressers are using today that's a little different than what was used in the past?
Yes, I think the advent of texturizing, adding texture to the hair, and all the related shears that you can create different effects within the hair have changed a lot about approaches to hair cutting. More texture cutting, more free-form kind of cutting. Now, I'm not such a free-form guy. I like to create a pattern for someone that I can adjust that pattern to suit them, to correct it, or maintain it for as long as that client wants that look. I think that, I got the sidetrack there, sorry.
Just more about the new approaches, and you were talking about texture.
Yeah. What the texture and the disconnected haircuts and stuff have brought us to is silhouettes. Mm-hmm. Stronger silhouettes, stronger forms, but all of the insides of the haircuts are much softer than they used to be. Mm-hmm. When we did geometrics before, that was quite the art form to get them built up and still make money. Now they're so much easier because the focus is on dimension. Mm-hmm. Just for your audience, when hair is cut, a lot of times a guideline is made to make a shape, and then you kind of move it around the head and cut to the guideline with each movement. Well, that makes the hair solid. So no matter how much texturizing you add into it, it doesn't really change anything. It still comes out looking the same shape. It's the styling that makes the wisps come to the surface. But now we're cutting with stationary guidelines. That means taking a vertical guideline at different spots on the head and bringing the rest of the panel back to that parting and cut to the guide. So you're swinging the hair around the head, and it makes dimension, the most beautiful dimension in the hair. We do soft waving cuts that are called tear cuts, and that's a horizontal technique. But but I like every kind of haircut. Myself, I love something that's soft and willowy, some hard edge maybe, but mostly I'm a soft cutter for myself. And my sort of adoration towards women is soft beauty. And, of course, I could do geometric cuts and stuff like that, but it's my internal force is about beauty. It just takes my breath away. And it's not a great beauty. It's the beauty that you create around that person that's sitting in your chair that makes them feel extra special.
Right. And
to me, that's very satisfying.
Absolutely.
I have lots of clients, when I'm done, they're not that happy over the years. But we all get that, and you learn to adjust it.
Yes.
I don't want to talk about that right now.
So, and one of the things I think, having spent as many years as you have behind the chair, and certainly in educating and working with younger people, the definition of beauty, the beauty that you and I see maybe we're closer in age, and what someone who's 20 or 30 sees, are there commonalities, and where does that interpretation come about?
Yeah, it's like style and fashion goes in a circle. It does. It's a pretty big circle. But with each generation of hairdressers that comes along, and a technique or a style is repeated, it's interpreted in a different way with their vision.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what's exciting. When I look at magazine photographs, and sometimes I'll think, okay, what's going on here? I don't get this. Is that pretty? But you know what? If I study it, I can see inside, I can feel inside that creativity. It's in different parts of the head, different kind of expression, and it makes me open to younger style, younger attitudes. And because I visit a lot of schools over a year, I really get a sense of a stylist coming up in this industry and joining the industry, and what their connections are and their fascination with color. It's just remarkable. And in business, in the salon business, certainly color is such a fine way to increase the bottom line.
Right.
And keep a client loyal, too. So.
Well, and it seems like that's really a very important part of what's in defining the new looks is not only shape, but how much more color and texture is playing a role in the newer looks that we see.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Clients that come in for like a natural style or messy style can't expect that style to stay in for days and days. It's not created that way. To get through an event that day is good. But it's gone are the days where people wrap their hair to go to sleep.
Right.
But you never know what's going to happen in the next decade.
Right. Right.
So, I don't know where I'll be. I remember my setting techniques and all that stuff. But younger people's attitude keeps people who have been around in the business on their toes.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Sometimes we'll shun something that's new because we're not familiar with it, or it doesn't look like what we're used to seeing, just like you said. But the thing is, as style emerges, the same in fashion and clothing, it's the elements. You take an element from each thing that you see and make it into your own. And that's what sort of develops style and clothing and everything.
Right. But I like the idea that you've touched on it several times in our conversation, is that paying attention and really looking deeper. You mentioned as far as seeing new looks that initially there may be it doesn't really resonate with you right away, but you're able to look deeper. Do you teach that? Do you help people to understand how to look deeper, to listen more closely?
Absolutely. You know what, just I mentioned before about, just hearing a client on their first visit,
mm-hmm.
really letting them know that you're listening to what they're looking for in their hair. And, it's towards the end of that conversation, maybe you ask them a few other questions to get what they're interested in general. But you know what, there's nothing more rewarding than talking to a client professionally, treating them professionally, making a note of what you've said. For instance, what I was talking about before, we would make a note of the layer length,
right,
the shape, and all that kind of thing, so that when they come back, we'll say, how'd it go? And if there's a troubled spot in that haircut, they know right where to show you. And then we'll say, look, I'll work on that. Let's adjust that, and I'll show you a different way of drying it. So that client learns to handle your haircuts and then depends on you more.
Right, absolutely. All right, well, we're going to take our final break, and when we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about some of the educational plans for 2018. If you're in the industry and want to see Martin, where are some of the places that he's going to be the rest of this year? So we'll stay with us. We will be right back.
Here's the thing about beauty. It's pretty. At AmericanMadeBeauty.com, we're all about the pretty, making it easy for you to find what makes your beauty shine. We have essentially everything you need, and AmericanMadeBeauty.com celebrates brands that were created right here in the U.S. of A. Imagine everything you need, from the best hair, skin, and nail products to makeup and even the tools, because it's all about pretty at AmericanMadeBeauty.com. We also think you're pretty important, so visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com. Browse, buy, learn. AmericanMadeBeauty.com.
When you're looking for bedding, department store prices can shock you. Well, be shocked no more. Sell steak cheap, not cheap steak. That's the motto of Anna's Linens. Although they don't sell steak, they do sell the best bedding, bath, and home decor items. They strive to provide their merchandise at extreme value to their customers, and they do it. Great everyday prices on everything and military discounts. Plus, if you visit them online, they have clearance items and internet specials. Visit them online now at HealthyLife.net's advertiser page.
We're looking for a few good American beauty manufacturers who want to increase their brand in an exclusive credentialed category. If you're an American company who has conceived, designed, and bottled brands that are all about pretty, then we're pretty sure we're talking about you. And we're pretty sure you should be on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. This beauty website focuses on entrepreneurs and beauty startups as well as established brands. If it's pretty, we want to see it, and we want to sell it on AmericanMadeBeauty.com. To learn how you can be part of AmericanMadeBeauty.com, visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com now.
Oh, man, it never fails. My suitcase just got ripped apart.
Life is a journey. Make it a pleasant one. Use Samsonite. You know the name. For almost a century, Samsonite luggage has proved itself to be the worldwide leader in innovative travel solutions. Let it be yours. Visit HealthyLife.net's affiliate Samsonite on our homepage and click to look at the fine luggage from suitcases to golf travel bags. And don't forget, take a look at their travel accessories. Make life a journey, a pleasant one, with Samsonite.
HealthyLife.net, where positive overcomes negative.
Hi there, it's Patty Schmucker again here at RadioAMB on HealthyLife.net. We're here with Martin Parsons, one of the icons of our industry, and we've been talking about his background and how he got into the industry and what he's really seeing as trends and things that are happening in hair today. Martin, we were talking a little bit about being able to pay attention and develop that relationship with your clients so that they feel like you are really listening and being able to evolve the relationship over a long period of time. How do you teach that, Martin?
Well, you know what? I think it's giving people ideas and reminding them of certain things that they know already, but it's flipped to the side. I think that if you're a shy person, whether you're a client or the hairdresser, you need to go online and just type in I work in the beauty business. I'm a bit shy, and I want to understand how to communicate better. Well, you pick up some ideas from there. You can, everybody knows whether they're a good communicator or not. And it's nice to be consistent and not repeat your stories each time the client comes in. And it's not writing down everything that you say, but, in my salon, I would each week go through the paper just like everybody else and clip out things that were interesting, not necessarily political or murderous, but things that were just kind of thoughtful and interesting. Not that I would remember them, but it sort of imbued me to have a positive attitude and give good stories. I think if you're in a salon owner in a small town and there was a disaster somewhere in the area or unemployment or whatever, is to keep your conversations positive. If somebody says, geez, my husband or my wife still can't find a job, or things are really tight, that you don't sympathize, but you come up with something that's positive, like, geez, I understand what you're going through, maybe not totally, but you know what, I did hear that in this part of the state, they're rebuilding this, and, brighter things are coming to light. That maybe wasn't such a great example, but to have positive reminders, because what people are coming to you for is not just the service. It's the attention, the kindness, the care, the touch, and the conversation. And if you're just talking about yesterday's TV or, you're out partying till 4 o'clock in the morning, when you're young, that's really interesting. But if it's a client that's older, they'd be more interested in, I don't know, maybe the type of music that you listen to or something. It's an I don't think it's something that you can just all of a sudden take on that persona, but you build it.
Right.
And in the end, I can tell you for sure that you end up being yourself.
Right. Yeah.
All those things of likes and dislikes that you go through, all the frustrations and stuff are so life-building. But you don't understand that until you get later on in life, and all of a sudden you go, geez, I could have done that better. I could have been more respectful about this.
Right.
So, I graduated from beauty school in 1968, so all your listeners out there would know that's a long time ago.
Yeah.
Boy, what a ride.
Yes.
It's been wonderful, and learning to understand people, and especially to understand the majority of hairdressers' attitudes and what they need. And the hairdresser needs encouragement and compliments and a nice attitude for their service, and a lot of clients don't get that.
And one of the things that I love and am delighted to have you on the show is just that is, yes, you did graduate from high school in 1968, but the fact that you are at the absolute royalty of our industry and still practicing and still being an inspiration to hairdressers, it's because of some of these things that you're talking about in giving hairdressers, young hairdressers, the tools to first learn themselves and to show up with this real pride of being in this industry where we can make a difference in people's lives. And I think that's such a powerful, powerful message.
And if people would pay more attention to that, instead of going up to somebody at a party and saying, oh, I'm a hairdresser.
Right.
I work in a salon. Is be proud of what you do and say, you know what, I work in beauty. I'm a hairdresser. And then go on from that.
Yes.
But you know what? The one thing the hairdressers have to understand is that they have to market themselves to the bitter end.
Mm-hmm.
You never get to sit back, no matter how fabulous you are or how needy you are or how lonely you are. It takes a lot of work to be successful. But you can have influence on other people's lives, lead them to a road of better fashion, better self-image, better communication skills. All those things come from the hairdresser. Lots of people say, we're psychiatrists a lot of times. Well, I've never looked at myself that way, but I try to give sincere support.
Right. So I know we've only got a few minutes left. I want to make sure that people know if they want to come out and see you, what are some of the big shows and the educational plans you have coming up for the rest of 2018?
I have to say I'm still a featured artist at all the major shows in the U.S., Las Vegas, New York, Orlando, Long Beach, and then just a ton of distributor programs and private shows and demonstrations. Anybody could learn about all this stuff at our on-demand education that we have. I have about 134 different upviews and about 14 different cuts from which you get hundreds of stuff from. And that's all available at martinparsons.com.
And
I don't know if I can say this, but we're on YouTube at
yes.
Martin Parsons Updos, and of course Facebook, and I'm looking for friends.
Well, what I loved in talking to Kent, who your partner and brother, is that you've got this fabulous following on YouTube and Instagram and all of that. And I said to him, "How are you doing this?" He says, "I don't really know," but it just is. It's just reflective of the fact that you guys are just so genuine and have really been an inspiration for so many people.
Yeah, I hope that's right, and I appreciate you saying that. For your listeners out there, you know what? Get a little bit organized for your first visit to a hairdresser. Respect what it is that they do and how hard they work, and the kinder you are to them, the kinder they are to you. The more you respect them, the more they'll respect you. And it's important. This industry is hardworking people.
Yeah.
We just work hard and love it and make you feel good.
Great. Well, Martin, thank you. I appreciate you being with us and for all the wonderful work that you do in the world. And we'll look forward to another opportunity to chat with you.
Okay, thanks so much, Patty. And if I can ever be any more help or you need any corrections or anything, let me know.
I will. So.
And my brother Kent thanks you.
All right, great. Thank you.
Okay,
So next week, join us to learn about how someone is mapping curls with Scott Masgrave will be with us. I'm Patty Schmucker. Thanks for listening to Radio AMB, where we think pretty is pretty important in all things in beauty.
For all your live or pre-recorded webcasting needs, come to earthchannel.com. Get your web-based message out to a select group or the whole world. It's easy. A pioneer in webcasting, earthchannel.com provides the best products and services to big corporations and government users. And now this same technology is available to you. They have the best Earthcast encoders, servers, and products to meet your technical needs. But wait, don't want to mess with technical stress? No problem. They'll do it for you. EarthChannel.com is your answer. You can use webcasting for lots of things like advertising, marketing, customer support, training, and don't forget web radio and TV. In fact, you're listening to a live Earthcast right now. So come to EarthChannel.com. Actualize your audio or video webcasting needs today. You can't beat the friendly service or the price. Call EarthChannel.com at 1-800-849-8978. That's 1-800-849-8978.
Here's the thing about beauty. It's pretty. At AmericanMadeBeauty.com, we're all about the pretty, making it easy for you to find what makes your beauty shine. We have essentially everything you need, and AmericanMadeBeauty.com celebrates brands that were created right here in the U.S. of A. Imagine everything you need from the best hair, skin, and nail products to makeup and even the tools, because it's all about pretty at AmericanMadeBeauty.com. We also think you're pretty important, so visit AmericanMadeBeauty.com. Browse, buy, learn. AmericanMadeBeauty.com.
Obstacle racing. You know you want to try it. Well, try Reebok's Spartan Race, the global leader in obstacle racing. With 4 different race levels, their goal is to get you up off the couch and throw you into the mud and on the trails to give you the adrenaline rush of your life. Obstacle courses are designed to test your resilience, strength, stamina, quick decision-making skills, and give you the ability to laugh in the face of adversity. Visit HealthyLife.net advertiser page and click on Spartan Race.
HealthyLife.net, the positive radio network.